Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Complete My Collection Challenge. This is a series dedicated to hunting down the rare Funko Pops that I've wanted in my collection for a while now, but I started with a $0 budget. I believe the last episode that you guys saw was over at New York Comic Con, and I picked up an awesome pop over there. Check out that video if you haven't already. Current balance is at $260.11, but I sold a bunch of stuff this last week over on Whatnot, so my balance is definitely different. So here is everything that sold and who bought them. Okay, this is a long list. We sold Staus Stalinsky out of box, Tuca, Leonardo, Logan out of box, The Inquisitor, Bender out of box, Jedi Knight Revan out of box, Slave Leia out of box, Princess Leia, the Geralt Chase, Jareth out of box, Gerard Way out of box, Upside Down Spider-Man out of box, Dead Yamcha out of box, Frito, we have Hiei out of box, and also the out of box Death Eater Malfoy. We went through that pretty fast, guys, but that was a total of $331.88. Had to make sure I got that right, bringing my new balance to $591.99. Thank you to anybody that bought anything from me and was on that auction. It was a really good time, and one of the Complete My Collection Challenge stickers is being headed your way with that pop. So now it is time, guys, to go out to my normal stores, see if I can add anything back into my inventory to sell to go towards more of the grails I'm looking for. Also, speaking of that, we have one pop to check off of the list, and we'll open that at the end of the video. But without any further ado, guys, let's get it started. Here we go. All right, End Zone Hobby Center. Don't come here a ton, but you know, I'm in the area. I figured I'd stop by and maybe see if they have anything cool. So I feel like I've showed these pops off at the front of the store before, but there are a couple of rare ones with Agent Coulson and Rick O'Connell from The Mummy. We'll see another Mummy pop here in a little bit, but a couple of higher end pops that they're actually keeping behind their counter nowadays, which I think is kind of interesting. But a few like older things here and there. Preacher Cassidy from 2016, so a 9-year-old pop right there. Is the value there? No, unfortunately not. We have Arrow right here from, you know, obviously the Arrow TV series, goes for about 20, and that's what they're asking for right there. Moving right along, we found Max from Goof Troop, definitely a classic cartoon that I remember watching a little bit back in the day, so that is definitely fun to see. The Mean Machine's kind of an interesting one, guys. It goes for around like that $40 to $50 range. They're asking 34. The box is completely destroyed, but maybe, I don't know, if it went for a little bit more out of box, I might have picked that one up. We have Evelyn right here from The Mummy, guys. This one goes for around like $20. They're asking 15 for it. So I guess the Rick O'Connell is the one that's the more valuable out of the whole Mummy set. But we have Okoye right here as well, goes for around 15, 20. They're asking 12 for it. Box was a little bit faded, so I decided to pass on it. But that was pretty much it over at End Zone. Dude, Deseret Industries has been so hit and miss for me lately. Doubt that I'll find anything good in here, but I'm gonna go in anyways and see if they have anything. Some interesting things in their more valuable case, guys. With Eliza Hamilton, the Hamilton pops have been going up like crazy. They're asking 10 for it, but the box was pretty damaged. And we also have Edward right here, guys, from Twilight. Those pops are always really popular. So depending on how much they're asking for it, and there is a little bit of scuffing on the front, I'd probably pick it up, but they're asking 10 for it. So I think I'm going to pass on it. Even though it goes for around like $30 out of box, I think it has a little bit too much scuffing on it that I am not going to pick it up. But always be on the lookout for Twilight pops, guys. Over at Savers, the only Funko Pops that I found, guys, was this Doctor Strange, and I just forgot his name. Is it Neymar, I believe? I think that's what his name is. But a little bundle for like $5, and then kind of looking around. I'm not really seeing much of anything else inside of here, guys. Most of the same. We're going over to another Savers, guys, that I don't go to very often. We have the United States pop from It's a Small World, and also a bunch of pops from the movie Bright. I think that's the name of the movie. It's one of those things that Funko usually takes a chance on, like Netflix movies that they think are going to be really big, but they don't, and they make pops of. And this is the case for these. And these pops did not do very well because the movie was kind of a flop. And over in their out of box section, didn't really find anything Funko. But guys, always be on the lookout for Halo figures. I know some of them have some pretty good value. That white one right there, and also this one. Always be on the lookout for those, but that was it at Savers. Back from New York, guys, here at Entertainment. We got a friendly skeleton over there saying hello, but I just want to go in and see if I can find anything cool to add some more inventory, you know, to add some more funds back into my budget. Let's go check it out. Right at the front of the store, I noticed a couple of interesting things. I think this is a newer pop that I didn't even remember that they came out with. This from Suits right here. They're asking 10, goes for about 15. So, you know, it obviously is just going for that price that they're asking. A little bit of Up action from Pixar. We have Wallace right there from Wallace and Gromit, around a $50 pop and they're asking 30 for it. If that was one that I was adding to my personal collection, that might have not been a bad one. This really damaged Captain Crunch. I love the cereal pops, guys. A lot of people, you know, are 50-50 about them, but I have a bunch of them in my collection. Speaking of some other pops, we have Dune right here. Paul Atreides is one that you always want to be on the lookout for. That's some pretty good value. I think that's the only one that goes for a bunch, but I came back to this same Entertain Mart a couple days later. We have Austin Powers. Dr. Evil is definitely the most valuable out of the Austin Powers pops. This Darth Vader is a really cool looking pop. Unfortunately, value is not there on that one. I figured I'd just show that one off for fun. And also some of the drag queen pops can go for a good amount as well, but I think they were pretty spot on that price. Snow White has a couple of interesting, more valuable pops in that line. Unfortunately, Snow White is not one of the more valuable ones. Tons of Harry Potter pops. Some Harry Potter pops can go for a decent amount. One of them being some of these Sorting Hat pops. Unfortunately, Ron with the Sorting Hat right here is not one of them. If it's Harry with the Sorting Hat goes for around maybe like $30, and maybe even Hermione goes for a good amount. Speaking of some newer pops that have some value though, Dexter, thought about picking this one up, but I decided to pass on it, but that was it at Entertain Mart. At the good old Layton Hills Mall where they have Entertain Mart. Will they have anything here? Most likely not, but we're gonna go ahead and check. First time coming back here since New York Comic Con, so I'm hoping for something good. We'll have to see. And at the second Entertain Mart, I actually find some pretty decent stuff, guys, but I'm showing some things to you to kind of talk about some other fun things. Yellowstone, there are some pops that actually have some good value. I don't think this guy goes for much, but I mean, if this is one you're adding to your personal collection for $5, that's a no-brainer. Getting any pops for like $5 or $6 is a pretty good deal. You can tell by this bullseye is actually a good example of that, guys. Goes for around $12 and they're only asking $6 for it. Some San Diego Comic-Con toucans, they made so many of these pops and I don't know why, but they're asking $6 for them, which probably isn't a terrible deal. We have Valkyrie that goes for around like $11 and they're asking $5 for it. So another one, if you're adding it to your personal collection, a pretty solid price for sure. We have Clifford, which I have in my personal collection already for $7.99. It's around a $15 pop, so not bad at all, honestly, if you're looking to add it, you know, just to your personal collection right there. Out of box pops, nothing too special. Going over into their anime section, one that like sometimes has some pretty good value are these Hello Kitty Sanria, like My Hero Academia collab pops. This goes for around $15-20. They're asking $6 for it, so this might be a borderline pickup for me. I'll think about it, but going around more of the store, Bayonetta, guys, right here is actually a pretty good pop. Goes for around $40 and they're asking only like $7.99 for it. So I think out of anything, I might pick this one up. Honestly, that's a pretty solid deal right there. And then looking around, some other things that weren't bad deals either. We have the Jedi Knight Revan, which goes for around $25. Again, they're asking $8 for it, so that might be one that I pick up today. Always be on the lookout for some of those fun exclusive Star Wars pops. You never know if they have value, and that's one of them. That's not too bad. We have a chase pop of Britney Spears, guys, and unfortunately, even though it is a chase, it doesn't go for much more than $6. I looked it up, but always be on the lookout for chases. If you can get them for cheap, sometimes they're worth picking up. Unfortunately, that was not the case with Britney, but this Remy kind of surprised me, guys. This is around like a $40 to $50 pop. The box was in really good shape, and they were asking $10 for it. One that I have in my personal collection, but we can add it for the challenge series, and I think that's what we'll pick it up for. And Rex, I don't think I have this one in my collection, so I might just pick this one up for fun. But yeah, some really cool pops at Entertain Mart. Not bad at all. All right, back in the office, let's break down the little Entertain Mart haul right here, starting off with Remy. And surprisingly, guys, this is one of those kind of like weird deluxe pops that has some good value. Not all the time that these have good value, and the fact that it's in like really good condition too. These boxes usually get beat up, but anyways, I spent a total, I forgot to tell you the total that I spent, around like $19. But as far as Remy goes, he goes anywhere between like 40. I've seen it go upwards to like 60. So I don't know. I'm just going to go low end, and hopefully we can get about 40 for Remy. And then Bayonetta is not bad either. She goes anywhere between like, I don't know, like 30 to 40 bucks. So low end will go on her about 30. Estimated value of around $70 for these two. Not bad. That's about a $50 profit coming back into my budget. So we'll take it. Not a bad Entertain Mart haul. Alrighty, folks, I'm here at my next stop at the shops at Southtown Mall. I'm actually selling some pops to Pop City. So I had that whole out-of-box Firefly set, which ended up not selling on the Whatnot stream. It like ended up getting canceled or whatever. So I'm selling the set to them for $35. We'll also stop in and see if there's any pops that I'm looking for real quick. But yeah, we're here. We might as well head in and see if they got anything. The pops have been dropped off, guys. I'm here in their new section just to make sure there's not anything that I need, but regardless, we'll show off, you know, some older pieces, things that I think are cool. I come into the front right here, guys. I do like these pop digital Transformers pops. I was actually talking about these in a video ago, how there's some that are trending in value. I think from the original series, this might be series 2, but still the Transformers ones, depending on who the characters are, can go for some good money. It's cool to see these NFT ones. I don't know if I've ever seen these ones, honestly. And then coming around to this side, one thing that I noticed, guys, is this mini 3-pack. I actually had this one a little while ago. I think I sold it maybe a month or two ago. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, they used to make like really mini 3-packs. Even before that, they made like mini 2-packs that were like Disney and stuff. But that's a very unique pop, and I think it fits in a normal pop protector, which I guess kind of a fun bonus. One pop that I'm kind of eyeing, guys, and I'm not huge on the game covers, but I do love Crash Bandicoot. I wish this was just like a normal pop in a box with Aku Aku, the mask, you know, that's on Crash right there. That would be sick, but this might be one that I need to get today. Add it somewhere over to the wall in the office, because Crash Bandicoot was one of my favorite and first games that I played back in the day. Coming around here, guys, oh, Call of Duty. You don't see those ones very often. And Tomb Raider with John Price and Lara Croft. Those are fun. Kind of switching it up and going over to the video games. They were telling me that they just came across a lot of Halo pops. So we got the Arbiter right there, Sergeant Johnson. They have a couple in their Grail case too, which include like the Gold Master Chief, the original one from Halo 4. Those, I feel like I never see them. We also have a couple other like original video game pops with like, well, Cortana's a part of Halo, some Mass Effect right there. We also have the Grunt. We also have Commander Shepard. I love the original video game pops. There's something about them. They just have a fun, can I say nostalgic feel? I think they have a nostalgic feel, honestly. Also, another fun thing, guys, you remember my buddy Trev? We did a collection video with him. It looks like he has a little case of some of his pops for sale. So if you're interested in any of his stuff in here, like that Bruce, I have that one in my collection already. Juggernaut from Call of Duty is cool. Wreck-It Ralph, he has some fun pieces, original Turtles, some fun Star Wars ones in here. That Buzz Lightyear is crazy. I do love the Cars pops as well with Ramon and Mater. I think there were a couple other ones. Yeah, 2 more Ramon and Maters. I wonder if those are the Pop Life versions, because those ones definitely go for a little more than the normal ones. But yeah, he has some great pops in here. I know that there's another Family Guy pop that I'm looking for. I think it's just the regular Stewie to complete the Family Guy set. But a Bank Robber Joker is not too bad either. But I'll keep looking around, guys, seeing if there's anything else that I want to show off to you, anything that we can check off the list, obviously, but they've recently got some good stuff in. What's up, guys? I'm out here about a half hour away from where I live, picking up an out-of-box lot that's actually a complete set, and I was actually really surprised at the price on it. He had some other stuff that somebody else got to before I did that was some good out of like inbox stuff, actually, but I still got a really good set. We're gonna pick it up here in a second. Don't think I'm going to get any footage of it, but I'll show you a little sneak preview once I do pick it up. Okay, for $10, I picked up this set. I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek in there. You see that little guy right there? Yeah, you know what that's from. We'll talk about it more when I get back to the office. But I'm on to my next pickup, which these 3 pops are in box technically, but the boxes are like super duper damaged, so I'm going to consider them out of box, but it's a full set, and I think it's a pretty solid one as well that I honestly don't see very often, so I think it's well worth the $12 that I'm paying. Let's go pick it up. I will say there's nothing like a good porch pickup. There they are in all their damaged glory. You can see a little bit on the front right there who it is, but let's head on over to, I think, the office or our next spot. I'm not sure where we're going, honestly. Later. Howdy, folks. Doing a little bit of a trade, so I picked up a Dark Paladin pop from New York Comic Con from my buddy Tyler. He's been on the channel a couple of times. He has some out-of-box pops that he said, hey, are you interested in these? And there's some pretty good ones in there, so we did it like a straight across trade. So technically, I guess like $15 we'll take out of the budget, even though it was a trade that I did. But anyways, let's go grab those pops, and then we'll go back home and I'll show you all the different ones that I got. I gotta say, there's something about a lot of out-of-box pops that are just all sitting there that it's just so fun to look at. You can appreciate them a little bit more, but as far as what I spent on everything here, I want to say it was $37 for all of these out-of-box pops. So let's get into estimated value. Robin right here, not a bad one. I think by himself, you could probably get about $8. Moving on to the 3 WWE figures, we got John Cena, Brock Lesnar. I don't know why his name is escaping me, but I think for this bundle, it could do pretty well. I think he's the most valuable out of the 3. But $20 out of box, I think that's probably fair. Going down to the Beauty and the Beast with Cogsworth, we got Mrs. Potts and Chip and Lumiere. Lumiere is missing part of his candle, but I still think we could probably get 15 for these three right here. Timon and Pumbaa, iconic for sure. You can't have one without the other, and I think I could probably get about $12 for both of those. And then moving right along, guys, we have Ralph and Vanellope right here. Two older figures too, and I think we could probably do about 15 on those guys. Bambi and also Flower. It would have been really cool to have Thumper included in this bundle, but still think we could probably get about 10 for those guys. And then these are probably the more interesting ones, the Pac-Man and the Fast and Furious. You can see that the Fast and Furious ones, the boxes are completely destroyed. So we're considering them out of box, but they still do really well. And I think the price that I paid for these was really fair. So anyways, going over here, guys, to the Pac-Man ones, I actually found somebody that sold all these on eBay recently for around like $40-45. And so I think I could probably do about the same, 45 bucks for this whole set. This set is awesome. I have these all in box in my collection, so it's definitely fun to see them out of box. It would make a great, display for maybe a game room or something. But yeah, 45 is what I think I can get out of those. And then the Fast and Furious Pops, obviously I think the one that's worth the most is Brian right there in the middle, and then Dom's the second, and then we have Luke right there that is the third most valuable. And I think as a bundle, probably get about 40 for all three. So grand total for spending $37, estimated value of around $165 for all these, adding about $130 back into my pocket. I'd say definitely worth it. That can go towards at least like one pretty higher end pop that's still on my list, and yeah, I'll take it. Dang, busy video. So now on to the pop that I'm checking off my list. This is coming from My Pops over in Michigan. I actually went there a little bit ago and did a video. Nick and Ness, they're awesome. I saw them at New York Comic Con. They had a pop for sale that actually I've been looking for a while. They had it for a really good price. So with shipping, it was around like $47 that we're minusing from the budget right now. And this completes the little set right here of two pops. This right here is Arlo from The Good Dinosaur. This is from a Pixar movie that I don't think a lot of people really remember, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I think it was kind of mixed with critics, but this pop came out, I think, at a time when I just first started collecting, so around that 2016 time era. And honestly, I love it. It was a good movie to me. I love Pixar, and I try to collect most of the, Pixar movies that I enjoy, at least the pops from them. I remember finding Spot not too long ago. You can see him on the back right there. Actually at, I want to say it was a disc replay in Michigan, or was it Game Exchange? I can't remember. But anyway, so now the set's complete, and I guess now that we have this, thank you Nick and Ness again from My Pops. We can check it off the list, add it on over to the shelf, and it's fun to add another Pixar pop to the collection. What a video, folks. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below what was your favorite thing that I showed off in this video. Out of box pops, in-box pops, there was a little bit of everything. Let me know down below. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos like this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching again. You guys are awesome and the best, like always. Remember to be kind to one another, always promote positivity. I'll see you in the next video. Catch you guys later.